Today is December 20th, 2022. My name is Kurt Meir. Let's review some oil industry news. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude oil is selling for over $75 a barrel. It's up 50 cents. U.S. natural gas is selling for $5.39 per MMBTU. It's down about 50 cents. The U.S. rig count last week came in at 776 rigs drilling. That's down 4 from the previous week, so we have 2 weeks in a row where we've lost 4 rigs. So activity is not ramping up in the United States. North Sea Brent crude is selling for $80 a barrel. It's up a little bit also. Okay, before we get into the news, I wanted to show you a little something about one of the biggest oil shale plays in the world. It's called the Bakken Shale of North Dakota and Montana. So in this picture, we're showing you where the current rigs are drilling with the rig symbols. And those rigs total 40 drilling right now. So it's a very active area with 40 rigs running. But what about the existing wells? This map shows in green the existing horizontal wells that have already been drilled and are on production. So there's a lot of wells. And actually, we've drilled over 25,000 wells in the Bakken. So it's a major area with a lot of production, a lot of wells, a lot of drilling. In the news, Norway's oil and gas production for November came in a little bit under the government's projections at about 1.7 million barrels per day. That was about 8% below the forecast. But there is a new development, the phase 2 of the Johan project, and it should add about 180,000 barrels of oil. So maybe we'll get to the forecast here in the future. All right, in other news, in Brazil, the government has issued 4 offshore oil and gas leases to some oil companies, and they paid $173 million in bonuses to the government for these offshore leases. And the planned exploration, drilling and exploration is $272 million for these 4 blocks. So out of 11 blocks that are available, 4 have been awarded. So that's good for Brazil, and that'll be good for future drilling and production. All right. In other news, Reuters has made an article saying they think that the U.S. could become a net exporter of oil in 2023. Now, it's been since World War II that the United States exported more oil than it imported. But the imports are declining. They're down to 1 million barrels a day. They've been much higher in the past. But to become a net oil exporter, we need more production, and it's based on shale drilling ramping up next year. So we're not sure about that. But their forecast is that the United States will produce 12 million barrels of crude oil per day next year. So we'll see if the United States can become a net oil exporter next year. All right. I support the oil and gas industry, and I strongly urge you to support the oil and gas industry because it brings us cheap, reliable energy that we use to power our modern lives. Thanks.